So by the way, today will be our last class meeting. So by the end of today's class, your final exam will be available to you. Your final exam will be 3 parts. One part will be multiple choice, true, false kind of part. Then you will have one part in which you will work with logical files. You'll create logical files, physical files, and you'll have the third part in which you will work with databases, writing SQL and things like that. So there'll be 3 parts for the final exam. The final exam will be available to you from today all the way through the 6th. So it'll be due by the midnight of December 6th. So before we call it a night, I will make the final exam available, and you can go over the final exam and ask me any questions if you have any. But just wanted to give everybody a heads up. So we will not be meeting our regular class time next week, but your final exam is due by next week, Tuesday, midnight. So is everybody in the V2 cloud now? Okay, so I have 2 checks. 3 checks. Okay. Or 2 yeses and a check. I'm waiting for Dar.
I got a question.
Yes, Dar.
Are you all right with me just listening today?
What do you mean? Like not do the hands-on, just listen?
Just listen.
Well, I am not. I mean, like, is there any particular reason?
I was trying to do work this morning, and ever since then, man, my head's just been just.
Oh, you're not feeling well?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's why I was asking, what is the reason that you only want to listen? Okay. But the thing is this, you would have to do this because what we will be doing next is very important for the final exam. So that's why it's important that you do this too on your own before you go for the final exam. But yeah, I mean, like if you want to listen and to that's fine for now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Pam, you wanted me to slow down on what?
On nothing. I must have hit something by mistake.
Oh, okay. Okay. That send me an icon that slow down. Like, okay, I didn't started anything yet. Okay.
Oh, I wonder what that was. I was like, why does it say slow down?
Okay.
Just playing with the computer and I hit that by mistake. No, you're good.
Okay. So we will open the Access Client Solutions. Once the Access Client Solutions open up, then we will click on the Run SQL script icon. Mine still did not open up. Okay. So we'll click on the Run SQL script. We'll click on the Run SQL script, which will ask us to log in. Okay. Is everybody in the Run SQL script? Okay. Nathan is here. Smile is here. Okay. Pam, let me know when you're in Run SQL script. So we created a table called manufacturer with one field manufacturer ID that we promoted to the primary key status. So let me write that in my notes here because I will be needing that information. So the table was manufacturer. This is how you write comments in SQL. And manufacturer ID. Character 4 was the primary key, and it had two other fields. One was manufacturer name, and the other one was location, right? And then we inserted a few records, and then we ran a select command to view the records. So that's what basically what we did last time. And let me also write the manufacturer IDs I put because I will be needing that. And please confirm if you have these manufacturer IDs as well. And how will you confirm? You guys can run this command on your computer. Select star from manufacturer. Oh, I misspelled manufacturer. Turer. There you go. Okay. Okay. Bam, you are with us. Because I did receive from Nathan and Ismail that their Run SQL script opened, but I did not hear anything from you, so I wasn't sure, Pam, if you are caught up. And these notes that I wrote is for my reference, because I will now be going into creating another table, which will be the foreign key to this table. Now, last week, we talked about primary key and foreign key relationships, and I explained to you that a table that has a field which represents each and every record uniquely is called a primary key field. Like here in a manufacturer, manufacturer ID uniquely identifies each and every manufacturer. So manufacturer name and location are uniquely identified by a manufacturer ID. If manufacturer's information is needed in another table, then the manufacturer table and the other table needs to have a common field. And that common field then becomes a foreign key in the other table, which is a primary key in the manufacturer table, because that's how I'm linking the two tables together. And the foreign key cannot have a value outside of the values that are part of the primary key. That's why I listed these values on line 102, so that when I'm doing data entry, I will know what values to enter. Okay, let's get to Pam's. Okay. Is the V2 Cloud not loading for you, or after V2 Cloud loads, the ACS is not coming up, or just constantly disconnects you? What's going on, Pamela?
Okay, sorry. No, I'm having, they're like tearing open the road in front of my house, and I have somebody on the utility pole, so my internet keeps freezing up on me. I came home to that. I'm in the V2 Cloud, but where did you go to?
Okay, in the
where you were at
V2,
right
in the V2 Cloud, I double click on ACS, Access Client Solutions,
Oh, okay.
and then I clicked on Run SQL Script.
Let me get over there. I'm just waiting for the Access Client Solutions to load.
Yeah, so run SQL script, and then it will give you a dialog box to log in with your credentials.
So if anyone wants to come over and ice skate tonight, I have a bunch of water pouring down my road right now. That was fun trying to get into my driveway. All right, I am in.
Awesome. So I was
Okay,
just,
and I just need to make things on the screen.
yeah, I was just explaining that the table that we created last week was manufacturer and what fields it has and what data type of that primary key field is and what values we put in. And I asked everybody to run the select command to make sure that you have the data that I do, which you should. But just so that you're familiar with the data again as we move forward with our foreign key concept.
Okay, because I think so I should have this saved from last week, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. So if you just run that command, the data should be there in the database, and we'll show you that data that you can see at the bottom of my screen.
Let me see. So how do I get back to my save stuff?
Oh, okay. So you can click File, Open, and you can click PC File, and you can then browse. Probably it would be on your desktop or something like that.
Okay. Let's see if I have it. Oh, yeah, that's from earlier. Unless you want me to put everything back in.
You don't need to, but if you want to work from the same file, that's fine too.
Okay. It's like my file, it comes up from where we were doing the group or the partner work.
Oh, okay, okay.
So is that where you want me to be right now?
I mean, I did not put any restrictions as to if you want to work from the previous file from last week
Okay.
or you want to work on a brand new one. It's totally your choice.
Okay.
But I just put some notes down for my reference because I started a brand new one because I'll be needing some of this information for my second table.
Okay.
Because
right.
foreign key has to have the same credentials as the primary key. Otherwise, they can't link. And foreign key must have the same data values as primary key. It doesn't have to have all the values, but whatever value it has to be one of the primary key values. That's why for my, for my reference, I just put everything up there on line number 2. So that I know when I create the foreign key to create it of type character size 4, and when I'm doing data entry to enter one of those 4 values.
Okay.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
my best to follow along. You keep coming in and out, and I apologize again.
So the only thing I asked everybody to do was to type line number 7 and run it to make sure that you can see the data that I see at the bottom of my screen.
Okay. Now, are you supposed to click run again to get that come up?
Well, you need to select and then click on the 3rd hourglass symbol, which is run selected.
There we go. Let's see.
Okay. And that should do that. Okay. Okay. So did you not do your assignment 10 yet?
From last week, I did part of it, but I have a question on it.
Okay.
For
For assignment 10, you have a question, or assignment 9? Because you had 2 assignments last week. You have a question on the logical file problem, or you have a question on the database assignment?
On the logical file, but joining file.
No, I'm asking, did you do the database assignment?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Done.
Okay. But you probably might have done it earlier in the week. That's why you might have forgotten where to click to run the file. The
Probably.
command. Yeah. Don't forget next week for the final.
I know. And last time I was reviewing it. I was trying to review joining files last night. So
and join is also very important because that will be on the final too.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why the assignments that I gave you last week and the assignment I will give you tonight together will be very important for you to do the hands-on part of your final. So you'll have a new assignment. This will be a little busy week for you guys because you will have assignment, you'll have quiz, and you'll also have the final. Anyway, let's get started with our next table. So we want to create a table called medication. So the table name is medication. It has its own primary key, med ID, character, size 6, primary key, med, generic name, care 30, not null, and the medicine's actual name, care 30, not null. Price, decimal, not null. Okay, so these are the fields that are very unique to the medication. The medication ID, the medication generic name, the medication actual name, and the price. Now comes the field which is common between the medication and the manufacturer. So I have to make sure that I use the same credentials, which is manufacturer ID, character size 4, not null. And the last step would be to promote manufacturer ID to a foreign key status. So I'll give everybody a minute or so to catch up with these 5 lines, because I want everybody to be with me when I do line 15. Because the syntax for foreign key is a bit different than syntax for creating a primary key, as you can see on line 10. The not null basically is a constraint which forces that when you're doing the data entry, you cannot leave this field without a value. If the not null is not written, then in data entry, you could very well leave that field blank and it won't complain. So it's equivalent to filling out a form on the internet where it says this is a required field, and that's how you do it on the database side with not null, that this is a required field. You can't leave it with nothing. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So when you are creating your foreign key, you start by typing the word constraint. That's a keyword, constraint, followed by the name of the foreign key constraint, followed by the keyword foreign key. So you're basically saying that I am creating a unique constraint by the name FKMEDID. This is a foreign key constraint because other types of constraints can be created like check constraint, unique key constraint. So I'm creating a foreign key constraint. And the field on which I'm creating the foreign key constraint is manufacturer ID. Now comes the question, okay, then where in the world is the primary key for this field? Then you will say references in the manufacturer table. you will find the primary key. So that's the complete syntax for creating a foreign key. Oops, I think I wrote too much. I already wrote the closing parentheses and semicolon in line 16. Don't need to do that in 15. So that's the complete syntax. No comma is needed because this is the last thing. So constraint name, constraint type, field, references, the primary key table, and the primary key. Then we select the table, the create command, and we run from run selected, and that should create the table for us. Let me know when you all have it. Okay, Smile got it. Okay, Nathan also got it. I think Pam lost the connection or something. So if I were to get rid of this table, I don't think so. We learn about the drop command. So I can type drop table medication. Type drop table medication and simply click on run selected to drop the table. Since you already have the SQL created, you can always recreate the table by simply selecting and rerunning the create table command. Once you are done dropping the table, then simply select the table and run it again. And the table will be created again. Okay. Next, we will insert some data in the table. So make sure that you have recreated the table again. Before we do that, let's do select star from medication. And this is when you run it, you will see that it is empty. It has no data in it. Ready? Okay. So when I would like to insert, who can help me with writing the insert command correctly? Okay, insert into medication followed by the word values. Then you open and close parentheses. And then in the parentheses, you start listing the values. So my first field is my med ID, which I am setting at 1. Generic name. Let's see. And the brand product, which I call med name. And the price. And the manufacturer ID, remember, it has to be one of those 4 values. So I'll pick 101, for example. When you're done, oh, I think I misspelled VAS. TATIN. That should be the correct spelling. Yeah. Select this and then hit run. Selected. And that should create 1 row. And you can rerun line number 20 to make sure that 1 record was inserted successfully. Will line numbers 23 run or not?
No,
Why not?
because a primary key is unique.
Primary key is not unique. That's why it will not run. Okay. Okay, now let me change that. Let me show you this error just in case, you know. Yeah, so if you ever get this message, duplicate key value specified, that right away it should tell you that you are repeating the primary key. Okay. Now let me change this to 2, but let me change the manufacturer ID to 105. Will this run? Changing. Go ahead, Nathan.
Also no.
Also no. And the reason is because I'm providing a value for the foreign key, which is not in the primary key. So what is it that you're looking for? This keyword. Referential constraint is violated. Operation not allowed by. So what is referential constraint? Referential constraint is a constraint that forces the foreign key to not have a value that is outside of the primary key set. So whatever values are there in the primary key, you can only pick one of those values. So if I change this to 102, then it will just go through. Okay. Let me try to do 2 more. So I'll just copy paste 2 more. And I'll just do make this 3 and make this 4. And then I can select the last 2 of them together and run it. And it'll just run both of them. Okay, everybody got this? And then please rerun line number 20 to make sure that the data was inserted successfully. Okay. Now, let me teach you how to update a data item. For example, if I want to update the Omeprazole brand name from Prilosec to Prilosec OTC, I can write an update command, update medication, set. What is the field name? The field name is med name. I want to change the med name to where the med generic name is. Let me just copy this and paste it. That's better. And run it, run selected, and that will update one item. So update medication table, set the med name to Prilosec OTC, where the med generic name is Omeprazole. And then select start from medication. And I'll show you that the Omeprazole is now Prilosec OTC. Got it? So now I need to update the pricing of all the meds by increasing it by 11%. In that case, the name of the field that is to be updated is price. So the first part will be exactly the same. Update medication set price equals to. What should I write in the formula area if I want to increase the price by 11%? What do you guys think? Yep. Price times 1.11. And that's it. No where clause, because where clause was used in line number 27 to limit to one particular item. Here, I want to do it for the entire table, so I'm not going to use the where filter. As you can see, 4 rows affected. Run the medication table, and you will see that everybody's price increased by 11%. Let's say if I want to delete one of the records, let's say I want to delete the record where med ID is 4. So delete from medication. If I stop here, then everything will be deleted. So I should not do that. Rather, I'll use a where clause. Where clause is always used when you want to filter the data set. So where med ID is 4. And you have to make sure that if it's a character data, it has to be enclosed in single quotes. And that is 1 row affected. And when you run select star from medication, you should now see that only 3 rows are remaining and the last row was deleted. Got it, everybody? Okay. Oh, Pamela just joined. Hi, Pamela. How are you?
Hello, I am lost now because I got kicked off my internet altogether.
Yeah. Where were you when you got kicked off? Did you completed the medication table?
Nope, I was
You were
long before that. I was still frozen, and then it kicked me all off.
no, because that was the first thing that we did today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were
Nope.
still in the middle of creating the medication table?
Yep. Right after that, like before I even started, everything froze, and then it kicked me out of everything.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. 1 second. Okay. In your V2 Cloud, open the Google Chrome and go to this URL. Can you read this URL?
No, it's pretty small.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me.
You want me to share my screen and you can direct me from there?
No, just open a web browser on your Google in your V2 Cloud and type this URL in your web browser and hit enter. Can you read it now? I just put it in the notepad and increase the font size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where am I going in the V2 Cloud to do this?
You should have an icon of Google Chrome right on the desktop. Open the Google Chrome and put this URL in the Google Chrome.
Yeah, I don't have Chrome on the computer I work with.
No, in the V2 Cloud, you will have it. Not on the computer that you work with. All V2 Clouds have a Chrome browser.
Okay, I'm looking for it.
It should be right on the desktop. If it is not, then click the start button and look for in the start button, you will find Google Chrome. Not on your computer, in the V2 Cloud.
Let me go back to that. Maybe because I'm in the wrong screen.
Did you find it?
So I'm on the screen you're on. Or am I looking at yours?
Did you find Google Chrome?
No,
What? What do you mean no?
I'm probably in the wrong screen. Hold on. Trying to get back. There we go.
Okay. You have to be in the V2 Cloud.
No, I am. I just couldn't get back to
Okay. Okay.
behind you. So I'm
So
opening Google Chrome.
yeah. So open the Google Chrome. Do you have Google Chrome on the desktop as an icon?
In V2 Cloud, yes.
Yes. Okay. Open that. And in the address bar, put this URL.
Okay.
This is case sensitive. So make sure when it says X uppercase, type uppercase. So this is X8MYPL.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see anything when you're there?
I see it says code share and then it says write or paste code here.
What? Do you not see this code?
I don't see everything that's on your screen. I just have one line.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead, share your screen. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Could be.
Yeah, I just,
Now that I'm frazzled with this internet issue.
maybe you have not typed the URL correctly because you might be on a different page that I am because CodeShare creates random pages.
Let me bring it up
Okay.
where I am.
X8MY. Oh, you wrote P1. It is PL.
That would be why.
There you go. Okay. So all the SQL I wrote since you were away is here. I pasted it.
Okay.
Okay. So you could let me explain it to you and then you can work with this in your run SQL script. So lines 1 through 8 is where I created the medication table. And I created the fields, lines 2 through 6. On line number 7, I created a foreign key constraint in which I gave constraint a name of FKMEDID. It's a foreign key constraint on a field called manufacturer ID. Whenever you create a foreign key constraint, it always requires you to have primary key table and the primary key field mentioned, and that's what I'm mentioning after references. Then just to show everybody how you can delete a table from the database, we ran line number 10. And after we ran line number 10, we reran lines 1 through 8. to recreate the table. Then lines 14 through 17, we inserted 4 data items into the table. Line 12, we ran to show those 4 data items or records. And line number 19, we updated the medication table by setting the name of one of the medication, which was Perlosec, to Perlosec OTC, where the name was Omeprazole. So after that change, when we reran line number 12, the name changed to Perlosec OTC instead of Perlosec. And then line number 22 is where we ran to update the pricing of all the medication by 11%. Okay. So when you are in Run SQL script, you can just copy the SQL one by one, and then you can run it. That way you will save you the time of typing. And I will walk you through one of them so that you know how to do this. So you can minimize this and you can open your ACS. Oh, your ACS is already open. Can you bring up your ACS? Which it's already open down below in your, no. Down below in your taskbar. Yeah. Click on, yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so now can you go back to the browser window in your taskbar?
Over here?
Yeah, that is called taskbar. Okay, so click on that. Okay, copy the first 8 lines.
I can just do highlight it and copy.
Yeah. Okay, minimize this and paste it on the here. Okay, now select lines 15 through 22 and click the third one. Yep. And that created the table. Okay. Now go back to the browser, copy line 10. And paste it here and run line number 10, which will be line 23 for you. And this will remove the table. To recreate the table, simply select lines 15 through 22 and rerun it. Select lines 15 through 22 to recreate the table. No, not following that?
This internet today.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Select lines 15 through 22. No, here on the same screen. Yeah. Select lines 15 through 22 and run this. And this will recreate the table that you dropped because of line 23.
Okay.
Okay. Now go back. No. Go back means to the browser.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Okay. Now copy line 12. I don't think so. It got selected. Okay. Okay. And run line 24. Right now it's empty. So go back to the browser. I know you want to go to RDI so bad, but not now.
I know. It's also, I'm working with a half-broken mouse too. That doesn't great.
Okay, line 14 through 17, select.
Okay.
Okay.
I go back and fix it. Come on now.
Okay. And then you can run all 4 of them together, and that will create 4 records. And now run line 24 to make sure that the records were inserted successfully.
This one here.
This is to select all records.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So after we insert it, we okay. Now go back to the browser and select line number 20, sorry, 19, line 19. That's your update command, where you are updating one of the medication's names. So run the update. And after you're done running the update, run line number 24, which is to select all the data. And you will see that the name of the medication for omeprazole changed to Pearlsec OTC.
Okay.
From this Pearlsec. Okay, now go back to the browser and select the last update, which is increasing the price by 11%. Yeah, no, select line 22. Oh yeah, but you can select both of those lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Copy and
Come on.
then run line 36.
Just 36?
36, because 35 is a comment.
Okay. Come on.
And now rerun line number 24. And you will see that all the medications pricing will go up by 11%. So notice the omeprazole was $20.45 before. Now it's $22.69.
Okay.
And so is all other. Okay, so that's how far we came.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to display manufacturer's name with med name. I'm going to display the manufacturer's name with each med name. Okay. Now, is manufacturer's name and the medication's name in the same table? No. In which table the manufacturer's name is? In the manufacturer table, okay? And the med name is in the medication table. What is the common field between the two tables? What is the common field between the two tables? That it is primary key in one table and foreign key in the other table. Which field is that? Manufacturer ID. Okay, so now when I want to grab data from multiple tables, I have to use the primary key and the foreign key in my query. So I want to select the med name, right? And with every med name, I want to select the manufacturer name. But I have two tables here. I have a manufacturer table, and I also have a medication table. So what I can do is I can give each one of my tables an alias. First of all, I'm going to call this one MA. I'm going to call this one ME as my aliases. These are like short names for the long table names. So first of all, I will prefix each field with the name of the table from where it's coming from. So ME is medication. So med name is coming from the medication table, and manufacturer name comes from manufacturer table. Where ME dot manufacturer ID matches MA dot manufacturer ID. You're already there, Pam. Remember where you were copying and pasting in the V2 cloud? Remember you were in the browser and then there was RDI open and right in the middle was ACS. So right there,
Okay. I mean, my screen just looks so different than your colors.
oh, the colors are different. Don't worry about the colors.
Okay.
Because I'm using some different fonts and brighter so that it's easier for everybody to see. But as long as, are you in the run SQL script?
I was in the same screen that I left off with when I was sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, where you were running all your commands and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next to your display, are you on line 32? Are those, is that dash or two
Two hyphens,
hyphens?
which is for comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So select med name from medication table and manufacturer name for manufacturer table, where each table has an alias. And I want to select only those records which are matching. So for example, there is no medication that is being produced by 103. So nobody will be selected. If there isn't a medication by 104, then nobody is selected. So now when I'm done with this, just run this, and you will see that for every medication, it displays the medication name and the manufacturer. So this is how you can combine the data from multiple resources into one place. Okay, got it? Pam, I think I forgot to share this one more command that we did, delete command, which is where you can delete a record. So we deleted one of the medications. So we said delete from medication where medication ID is 4. So we deleted one of the records. But anyway, let me know when all of you get lines 33 and 34 done. No problem. Okay. Ismail, you also got lines 33 and 34? Okay, cool. Now we will get to creating what we call views. Views are like logical files, but they're created as permanent objects. For example, if somebody comes to me and said, well, you know what? I need to know the names of all the medications and their generic names. Instead of handing them over the entire medication table, I can create a separate view. A separate view is like a separate logical file, but we call it view in the databases, which will only tap into those two fields. So this is how you create a view. Create view. And we're going to call this one med gen, medication name and a generic name. Okay, create view, view name as select med name, comma, med generic name from medication. Once you create this, it will create a permanent view for you. So next time, if somebody says, okay, I need the name of the meds and their generic names, you can say, you know what, go ahead and query this. You don't even need to tell them it's a view. And they will get the names of all the medications with their generic names. And that's all it will have. Anytime anything new gets added to the table, this list will be automatically updated. Let me know when you guys are done with lines 38 and 40, and then I'll show you that how views are dynamically updated. And even in the RDI, the views are under the view category where logical files are. That's where they are placed. Okay. So now scroll back up and rerun line number 25, which is where we inserted the fourth medication. Because remember, we deleted that one. So rerun line number 25. After you rerun line number 25, go ahead, rerun the select command for medgen. And you will now see the gabapentin with neurontin. So every time the table gets updated, the view automatically gets updated. So this was an example of a simple view. You can also create more complex views, like if somebody says, you know, I need to constantly look at all the medications with their manufacturers. So instead of giving them the query, lines 33 and 34, you can create a view. That view will be based on that query, and all they need to do is select star from, and they will be able to view the entire details. Let me show you how So for example, if I create a view called med menu, which is medication and their manufacturer, as, after the word as, just copy this entire select command that we wrote on lines 33 and 34 and paste it just like that. So I'm creating a view called med menu, which is based on this query. And now run it. Okay. Once it runs successfully, now all I need to do is select star from med menu, and I'll be able to see all the meds with their manufacturers. So if something becomes a dire need that somebody needs to query something periodically, then you can certainly create a view on that and give that view over to that person versus having to write the complex queries all the time. Does that make sense? And views are like logical files. They do not take up any space in terms of data. Whenever you query them, they actually query the table or the tables that they're based on, and they will give you the result set back. Okay, let me know when you all got all the way through line 46. Okay, so Smile got and Nathan got. Okay, Pamela, let me know when you are caught up. Yeah, so when you are done creating the view, line 42 through 44, line number 46 is a test to make sure that the view return all the data. So the view will return the data, including the name of the medication and the name of the manufacturer that created the medication based on the common manufacturer ID. So once you are done creating the view, we run line 46 to test the view. I mean, lines 42 through 44 failed for you. Probably. Yeah, go ahead, share your screen. Let me stop sharing mine. Let's have a look at it.
I think I fixed it. I also share it if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead, share it. Let's make sure.
I got it fixed.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, so we can go in RDI and see where this stuff is located. So if we are in IBM Rational Developer for we need to go inside the database. Not here. I need to go to my database development. And in the database development, in the Death Star, under views, you should have the med menu. And you're going to right click on it to return all rows. Okay. So the tables go in tables and views go in views, and logical file goes under views and physical files go under tables. Okay, everybody get to see that? Okay. Pam, you got it too? Get to see the med menu under views on RDI. Since you were already in RDI, just switch over to the database development and you should see it under views. Yeah, I have not been feeling well from past few days. You know, I wasn't sure till this morning that if I want to cancel today's class or not. Actually, I canceled my morning class today morning because it was in person and I had fever last night. And you're not supposed to be on campus 24 hours of, fever free. So anyway. But I was like, man, this is the last class before the final. So I said, okay, I'll. my morning class, we meet every day. So if I missed one day, that's okay. I can go tomorrow. Yeah, it's high school students. So you meet every day, just like a regular high school. Okay. So what I would like you guys to do first is to go under unit number 12. And I want you to look at the assignment number 11. And let me know if you guys have any questions about assignment number 11. Yeah, just go over the assignment 11 and let me know if you have any questions about anything in assignment 11. Okay, so if you don't have any questions about assignment number 11, then go back to the units and scroll down and go past unit 12 and you will see a final exam link. Open that. And final exam will have 3 parts, as I told you. There's a multiple choice true and false part. There's a hands-on part with physical files, logical files, and then there is a hands-on part with the database. Let me update this. Just 1 second. No, this is fine. Yeah, no, this is fine. Yeah, no. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about the hands-on part. And then we will look at screen design aid. Okay, so I assume that nobody has any questions. The problems are pretty straightforward, very similar to your homework assignments. So we will now move on to the unit 12. The only reason I wanted you to look at these so that you don't have any questions during the week when you are doing the exam. So if you have any questions, you can ask them now. So, well, during the week, you are required to do the 3-part final. You are required to do the database quiz, and you are required to do the assignment number 11. So you have 5 items due during this week. And we will now be looking at SDA, which is called Screen Design Aid. Screen Design Aid basically allow you to create your own menus, exactly like the menus that you have created earlier on, or you've seen earlier on in the green screen environment. Now it will give you an opportunity to create your own menus. That's what the Screen Design Aid does. So if you click on this link, it will open a PDF document for you. This is much detailed. Of course, we're not going to be spending time reading through 182 pages of the Screen Design Aid, but I wanted to share this with you so that you have something on you that you could download and keep it with you that is in detail documentation of Screen Design Aid. So Screen Design Aid is pretty much allows you to create your own menus or allow you to create your own design structure within the green screen environment. So we'll be going over some of the pages in the book. So for example, I'll be starting out from the first page, page number 1, which is, not page number 1 in the PDF document, rather page number 13, which talks about the SDA advantages. It creates a DDS. So whenever you create a Screen Design Aid, behind the scene, it writes a DDS. You don't have to do that. It does it for you. It presents displays in functional group to make DDS keyword selection easier. It allows you to apply the DDS roles. If you ever want to see behind the scene how it does it, you can always do that. But at this level, you would not have to. If somebody wants to write a CL program that interact with that file, well and good, you can do that as well. It establishes relationship between display files, records, and fields. So you can create your own menus in a way that you can ask the user to make a selection from your menu, and it will run something behind the scene for you, whatever you want to run. So for example, if I'm creating an application and I want to create a menu for my application where option number 1 will let the user enter the data. Option number 2 will let the user select the data. Option number 3 will let the user update the data. Option number 4 will let the user exit the application. I can just create my own menu system of 1, 2, 3, 4 options, where each option will have text, and each text will be aligned with one of my applications in the back end. All I need to do is let each one of those lines talk to one of the control language commands to run things for me. So that's what Screen Design Aid typically does. It's a utility that allows you to simply build a green screen. That's all basically it does. So if you are in RDI, do you guys remember how to bring green screen in RDI? Okay, Nathan got it. Nathan says he does. Let's see, Smile and Pamela does. You have to first open RDI to be able to see that. Smile and Smile also got it. Pamela, do you need help or you know how to get the green screen in RDI? Okay. First, go to Remote System Explorer. In the Remote System Explorer, in the top left corner, make sure you are in Remote System Explorer, not in the database development, okay? So in the Remote System Explorer, on the left-hand side in the Remote System Explorer, you right-click on Dead Star, and then you click on Host Connection Emulator. And that will open the green screen in the middle of the page. Let me know when you are there and have entered your username and password and can access green screen. Okay, cool. Now that you are in the green screen, type STR SDA. STR SDA, which is Start Screen Design Aid application, and hit enter. This is where you will choose option number 2, design menus. So you put option 2 at the bottom and hit enter. It will ask you, what would you like to call this menu? Okay. It'll ask you in which source physical file you want to put this menu. Okay. Now, if you remember, we have had so many source physical files before, but the one that we have used mostly was fall 22 initials A, right? So we're going to use that same source physical file, fall 22 initials A. 22 in, oops, wow. Okay, my RDI is behaving. Okay, fall 22 initials A. The name of the library is whatever it is. The name of the menu, we're going to call this one MFA 22A. MFA 22A. Let me know when you guys are done filling all these 3 items, and then we will move forward from this screen to the next.
I'm sorry. What did you type to get to the design menu screen you're at right now?
Yeah. So you type STRSDA, STRSDA, and that will bring the screen design aid. That's where you choose option number 2 and hit enter.
Okay, thank you.
So the first item is your source file. The second item is your library. The third item is the name of your menu. So let me know when you are done filling all 3 items. For library, you will put ITPA, whatever your ID is. Since for me, the library is Yusuf S, I've used that. Okay, so Pam, okay, smile. Let me know when you're done. Okay, you got it too. Okay. Now you press enter here. And it will say, okay, work with menu commands. Yes. Okay. And this is where we will be building our menu. Before we start filling up our menu, we need to go behind the scene and complete what we want it to do. And then we can come forward to this screen and write the text we want to show to the user. Okay, so let me clear everybody's feedback. And if you could give me new feedback if you have made this far. Okay. Now, first of all, you will press F10. And that will take you to this screen. Press the function key F10, and that will take you to this screen. On this screen, I will be typing some commands that I want those commands to run when people make their choices on the previous screen. So the first line, I will type str pdm, and do not press enter. Use the arrow keys to come down. str SQL, come down. STR SEU. So do not hit enter. Use the arrow keys to come down.
And we're doing all three of those commands.
Yes, you're writing all three of those commands. And then when you're done with the third command, only then you press enter. Okay? When you're done with the third command, only then you press enter. Please make sure that you spelled everything correctly. strpdm, strsql, strseu. Once you are done with this, then you press F3, and that will take you back to the previous screen. On this screen, we will be typing the text PDM, single quotes, and again, use arrow keys. Do not use backspaces. It will just mess up everything. So type carefully. SQL. I'm typing in single quotes. SEU. Okay. PDM, SQL, SEU. When I'm done typing all of them, I'll press enter, and the single quotes will be dropped and the menu items will be finalized. Let me know when you're done with this, and I'll tell you the next step. Pamela, is that done from now or is that done from before? I did not check, so that's what I'm asking. Oh, okay. Okay, so Nathan is the only one I'm waiting to get the thumbs up from. Okay, cool. Now, when you're done with this, hit F3. One second. Just 1 minute, guys. Oh, yeah. The previous screen, leave both of them no and hit enter. This screen is where you want save new or updated menu source to yes. Yeah, so the previous screen will have both ends for no. You hit enter and you will get to this screen. And this is where you want to say save new or update menu source, say yes and hit enter. And you are back to the design menus and you will F3 all the way back to the main menu. Your menu has now been created. So again, let me know when you guys are back to the main menu. Okay. Now, before you move forward from here, Nathan and Ismail, you guys are also in the main menu. What I would like you guys to do is, in the Remote System Explorer, open your library, open the source physical file, FA22 initials A, and scroll down and look for that MFA22, and you will find MFA22A with an extension of MNUDDS, which is menu DDS. If you double click, you will see at the bottom all the attributes and the values. Okay, this is the screen design aid for the menu. It's a different perspective. Okay, so this is how it creates it for you. And if you click the source tab, this is what was written for you behind the scene. All of this code. Okay. So that was the menu. And the command, which is the second item in the list, is what was written for you in the like behind the menu. So these were the 3 lines you wrote behind the menu. So the 3 lines in the menu will run these 3 lines. Okay, so just wanted to show you that. Now back to the green screen. In the green screen, do you guys remember what command we used to call a menu? Go, space. The name of your menu is MFA22A, MFA22A, and hit enter, and your menu comes up. Now in this menu, if you want to go to the run SQL, you can choose option number 2. It takes you to the run SQL. F3, you're back to your menu. If you choose option 1, it takes you PDM. F3, it takes you back. 3, it takes you back to the SCU. F3. So you are navigating to different utilities right from your menu. So you have created a menu through which you can navigate to different utilities. And hitting F3 will exit the menu. Okay, everybody got this? Okay, cool. Come on. Okay. So the reason I brought the spring 2023 schedule in front of you guys is because I know you guys are evening students, so you want to continue to take evening classes. Am I correct to assume that? Okay. So we were having a bit of a problem with 2 of the classes not being offered in the evening, and they were the Java programming and internet programming classes. As you can see, the internet programming class has a wait list of 12, and a Java has a wait list of 13, and they are both daytime. And the only reason students sign up for those 2 classes and the day spot was because